Hey, Nick.
Hey, Chase.
It's that time again.
What time is it?
Time for
Fuck this place!
No, it's on your table.
Fucking beats. That's okay. Got a message today from someone saying that they it was a former write-in, but she's saying that there's definitely like an audience, like a type of basically like a type of pussy for unicyclists. Like she's like there are some unicyclists that can drop some panties, and it was just kind of a little bit like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't. It wasn't like a hey bud, but it was a little bit like
No, for sure. It was like
oh,
it was a little bit like the Papa Murphy's fiasco.
Yeah. It was like, you don't know. I was like, all right, sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. Look, I completely agree with you. I completely agree, and I've already also heard some feedback on the unicycling thing. So controversial move to be a loser. I guess to me, here's the thing I always loved about unicycling, and I'm going to say loved because I'm not currently a practicer of the discipline.
The game's gone on since then without you.
It's always going. But to me, the thing I like the most about it is nobody could reasonably take it seriously. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was impossible. Because I have a major aversion to actual competition, because I think I have a major insecurity about competition.
Okay.
And
that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
But I genuinely think that one of my favorite things about unicycling is like, if anybody was like, mad, you just start going like, and like it was all over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, best case scenario, you're a circus bear,
Right. Like anytime you didn't do like a trick correctly or whatever, you're really upset, but someone just goes, wah, 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 and then everyone feels better.
Yeah, you're goddamn right. So it's just like what, and again, like that specific joke, the dee is for sure like, some unicyclists would get prickly about it, but like, fuck you.
Yeah, you get on a bike with two wheels and they just cannot catch you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my point. It's like, man, like I get it. I get it. It's annoying if you are trying to be taken seriously, and I don't know, maybe there's other like things where like there's a very specific like trope about people, but it's also like, bro, you got to have a little sense of humor if you're gonna get on a unicycle at all.
Yeah, it doesn't, like, I think that you get too caught up in how hard it was, right, and you forget that this is kind of a bit that you're doing in your life.
No, it's 1,000% a bit. The reason I started is because somebody basically shamed me into not, like, they were like, you're a theater major and you don't know how to juggle or ride a unicycle. And I was like, fuck, I should probably.
Weird press.
I was in Portland at the time. So again, we got to remember the context.
Yeah. They were like, where's your curly mustache, my guy?
Yeah. Where's your strongman suit?
Yeah.
Where's your like one-piece bathing suit?
Right.
All
yeah.
stripes.
Like, I need at least one article of clothing that is striped and one that is polka dot at all times. Okay.
I mean, what is wrong with you? So that's what I'm saying is I think that, again, selection bias, et cetera, it leads us down the primrose path. And maybe we should just introduce the podcast. Welcome to Fuck This Place. Right. It's the podcast about jobs with Chase and Nick. My name is Chase.
My name is Nick, and that's it, guys. It's another one of these.
It's another one of these.
It's the boys.
It's the boys.
The boys are back in town.
They're back in town. Most of them never left, but occasionally they will leave town. I'm leaving town next weekend. So
nice. What do you think? Who do you think the boys are in that song? Have you ever looked up the "Boys Are Back in Town" song meaning?
I know. Have you?
No, I have not. But that is when I want to know what a song's about.
Oh man, I was really hoping you had like a really deep. Like, you ever looked at the meaning? It's Nazis.
Yeah. It's actually tied to the first Paperboy.
He was back in town and he was a murderer.
Our story begins with John Henry.
If it starts with John Henry or Paul Bunyan, it's going to be good. And somebody's going to die.
Yeah. There's trouble afoot.
Paul Bunyan didn't die, did he? It was just John Henry.
John Henry died. His heart exploded because he was beating the train. Beating the locomotive. Whatever was putting out the train tracks faster, whatever.
Yeah. I feel like there was not as strong of a lesson to that as there should have been.
I think that like I think John Henry's story to me falls under like the original fairy tales, like how they were not meant to be uplifting. They were meant as warnings. Like John Henry to me, that's a warning story about what technology will do to us.
Okay, great. Okay, good. I just feel like in the annals of time, it was kind of lost.
Yeah. You know how like you hear like old like Grimm's fairy tales and stuff, and like, oh, it's like Goldilocks didn't have a good time with bears. They ripped her to shreds immediately.
Yeah, and they dragged her through the streets and drank her blood.
yeah, and she was screaming in a scream that wasn't even a little bit funny. You know? Like, it's just like that stuff because it's all meant to like warn you of the troubles of the world, and I kind of think that's like what John Henry. But also, John Henry's a G in that story for like.
No, he's a stone cold killer.
Yeah, he's like, fuck you, I'll beat the train. And he does. He beats it, but he just I'll
fucking beat that fucking train. I'm just gonna die.
Yeah. And what they don't tell you is for the rest of that train or whatever's life, the other people made fun of it. And then that caused that train to ultimately kill itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
John Henry does win in the end.
We don't know how the train died. We just know that they died. And it was by some train's hand. It could have been at that train or another train.
Right.
But there was coal and really oversized like nuts, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the scene of the crime, those huge like big old fucking nuts. You need like a specialty, like it's like the wrench like the size of a tree branch, you know? One of those was at the scene of the crime, as well as again a lot of coal, which is basically train blood back in the day.
Yeah, back then it was train blood.
Before we get, by the way, we have things to do on this podcast.
Oh, shit.
We're not going to just be fucking around this entire time. Although, let's be honest, that's what a podcast is. We have some posts to get to from the vault. We have some Reddit stuff to get to. But before we do that, I was just thinking, before we logged on, Nick, I was shoving a bar down my throat because I was hungry.
It's not like a candy bar, not like a steel bar.
It was a gold bar. I'm a sort of a mule. Across borders. It's the California state border. It's not even.
Chase is on Molly most of the time we're doing this podcast.
That's correct. I was spitting bars and eating bars.
Yeah, he's on Molly, which is weird because he gets like grumpy horny.
Man, that's true. It's so crazy. It's great. It's so crazy you mentioned my grumpiness, which is ubiquitous. At this point, I met up with a friend I hadn't seen in like 9 years.
Okay.
Like the other day. And they were like, man, you're still grumpy, you know? And I was like, you got it, pal. But it's a special lovable kind of grump is what I've been pitching my entire life. Any goddamn way. So I was eating a bar, and it was one of those like macro branded bars, which I remember you told me, hey, I got to be careful about eating those. They're pretty nice bars, these bars. They're like, I want to say like $2.50 a bar. They're pretty fucking nice.
Right.
They're like brown. I feel like they came out in the last like 3 or 4 years. Like
yeah. There's sometimes they have like in the green package and sometimes in the brown package. Are they talking about those ones? Talking about different ones.
The brand is Macro. They typically are always like kind of like a UPS brown with 2 creams is the base color. And then anyway, you told me it's not the point. The question is, because you told me I got to be careful because I was eating one and you said, I was like, these are so fucking good, but they're so expensive. This is years ago now because they were new to me at the time. And you said, I got to be careful about those because I can get those at work. And these are what I'm thinking about. Yeah. Okay, great. And I was just curious if you had like a work food or snack that you that either like you can never eat again or has changed that snack or work food forever.
Oh yeah, 100%. We have like at my current job, we have like a break room that's always stockpiled with snacks, but like that's the only place I can eat them. Like I don't eat beef jerky anywhere but at work.
Oh, they got beef jerky. It's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. They have a couple flavors of it too. I eat beef jerky there. I don't.
And let me guess, it's a hair better than the old Jack Links.
Right. Yeah. It's not bad. They got like different flavors and stuff.
It's because it's what they sell in the shop, I guess.
I think maybe in some of them, but this is.
But it might just be someone from HR is like, we're just gonna treat these people like half decent humans.
Yeah. They have tons of snacks, but they're all snacks that I can't like. I can't. You know what I'm done with probably the rest of my life is Clif bars.
All of them.
Yeah, I can't. I've had so many Clif bars at work.
Yeah. I was actually gonna say mine. Clif Bar is high on the list for a lot of people. I have successfully stepped off the gas. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think any person who lived through the Clif Bar come up, which let's just call it the late,
the rise of Clif.
The rise of Clif, 2000. Let's just call it 8 through 2020. You know, you got to be careful. I mean, so for me, I can't do Clif Bars unless I am engaged, like in hiking or some specific like strenuous activity. You know, where I'm like, no problem, I can shove that thing down. But yeah, no, I have to be careful. I'm on the edge with Clif for sure. You're saying no flavors whatsoever.
No, I'm done. Yeah. I tried.
What about the ones that are nut butter filled? You tried those?
I mean, maybe I haven't tried those. Maybe if I have, it's probably with you. It's probably the last time.
That's probably.
We would just hang out on the side of your apartment building and just eat Clif Bars and stuff till like the early hours of the morning.
Just the earliest hours, just the heaviest stomachs.
Yeah. Just fucking eating Clif Bar after Clif Bar.
It's like eating fucking cement, you know?
Yeah, dude, and just like laughing and throwing up and crying all in one night.
And then eating more Clif Bars.
Clif Bars, just a little pile and stuff, you know?
Do it till the sun rises.
Like bandits leaving our calling cards, you know? Bars on the side of the building.
It looks like cat throw up is what it looks like. Or
it does look like cat wet. Yeah, no, but I've gone through like the whole run of them, the whole gamut now, where it's like I even like the gross obscure flavors that like I wouldn't have started with. I eventually ate those, like you know, like, oh, here's peppermint cheese, bar, you know, just like, I started eating those, and then I got tired of those, like legitimately, you know.
Yeah, great. For me, it's probably anybody who answers this question and it isn't a bar, I want to know what their deal is. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, do they work in a hotel or something? You know, somewhere where there's like totally different food available. But for me, it's the classic granola bars.
Oh,
do you know what I'm talking about? The Nature Valley, motherfucking. There's two in them, and they come in 3 to like sometimes more flavors in a pack, but the main flavor is oats and honey. Do you know what I'm talking about? The green one?
Yeah. Are these the ones that explode when you eat them?
Yes. And that's not even the reason I hate them.
In your face?
Yeah. It's like those New Year's, you know, when your mom won't let you buy fireworks, but you get those little poppers, you know, to like bust in your own house. She's like, you can't have fireworks because I hate you, but you can't have these because, again, I hate you. And it's January, so, you know, and you just pop them. It's like that, but crumbs of oat. And that to me is a very popular like criticism of them. And I when I ate them at the time, I understood it and it was whatever, but I've had too many in too many different circumstances. Like the last straw was the tour company I worked for when I was here in LA. It was like they gave them to every fucking guest for every fucking tour. And it was the multi-pack that they got from like Costco. So it's like oats and honey, peanut butter. And I want to say there's one other one. There's actually like a decent one out there. I want to say it's like Apple that used to be able to get at like Safeway. Again, way back in the day when I would just buy them in like 12 packs, just like
easier times. Yeah, simpler times.
Simpler times. Because again, at the time I was also eating Clif Bars. And so I was just trying to like, I was alternating.
Yeah,
bars.
you were young. You're in your 20s. Yeah.
I mean, I was staying up late with other people, you know, till the morning light, just bars.
Just playing Tony Hawk just until you pass out.
Yeah. Just eating them like Cookie Monster. Like you couldn't even tell if anything went in my mouth. It just went everywhere. With
the wrappers, there's just all crumbs falling all over. Just all those all those like clouds of smoke around you.
Yeah.
You were like a camping ninja. You know, you were like an outdoorsy ninja.
Yeah. And that's So that's mine. Is I think that specifically the oats and honey. But I was crispy like even then, because my parents used to give them to me on motherfucking hikes when I was a kid, and they would take me on hikes, you know, because my parents they're nice, God bless them, but they would take me on hikes to fucking nowhere, you know, like you ever like, you know, as a child you're like, are we going to a waterfall or a vista of some kind? And they're like, no. We're just going to look at ferns, you know?
Yeah.
And you're like, this fucking sucks. And then they're like, here's the worst bar you've ever had.
Yeah.
So anyway, those are my snacks that I just thought it'd be an interesting question to start the pod with.
No, I think it's a relevant one. If you're listening and you have a snack that you're done with, I know that doesn't sound like it's going to be much of a topic, but we'll work with it. Send us in your snacks that like, send us in your snacks that you've written off. Cause I think it's interesting to hear like just telling you like I'm done with Clif Bars. Like in my head, like I'm like done. No more Clif Bars. They're right up there with me with like tequila.
It's a line of self-respect is what it becomes.
Well, and it's just like I mean, I guess I can drink a little tequila now and then. I'm actually wearing a tequila shirt right now. But
yeah, but like, but no more tequila shots is what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm not really doing shots anymore. Patron specifically, like that and Clif bars. I'm like done. Like I'm not like they both gotten to a point where my subconscious steps in and goes, no, you've had enough. And then my subconscious separates me from tequila and Clif bars.
Absolutely.
And goes like, no, this time in your life is over. You know?
Like you burn this bridge, my guy.
Yeah, you don't hang out with those people anymore. You don't even live in the same town as them anymore. You don't have that same job, that same girlfriend. This is a different life for you.
Yeah, now you're a new man, and you're
a new guy.
So we have some posts to get to. Let's fucking do it. And these are from the vault. Post number 1. This one is a deep cut. I don't even know who the fuck it's from, but I remember when because we have this
Vallejo Benicia. I can bet you I can guess that's one of my boys. It's either going to be like,
could it be one of your contacts?
Miles Weber.
I think it's even further back than that, dude.
Josh Barbie.
Could be a Josh Barbie. No, but Josh Barbie is like, he was like Central.
He was Salinas. I'm sorry. Yeah. My bad.
Either way,
Morgan Pulfro.
Oh, that honestly, it could be Morgan Pulfro. Because again, I remember looking back at this and just being like, fuck. Because I remember we laughed for a long time about this picture and then they didn't pick it.
Very funny. Yeah.
So anyway, sorry. We haven't said anything about the post. For those who are listening, the title is Need a Wrought Iron Fence Welded. And it's in Vallejo / Benicia. Is it Benicia?
Benicia.
And there was a picture with this post. And let me just start off with this picture fucking rules. It's a picture of a
this is like a child trying to draw the prison from Shawshank.
Yeah, it looks like it was made in MS Paint. It's like, I mean, I swear to God, like the thing I remember the most. Did you ever watch or read the this is so niche and this is so early 2000s, but did you ever read Pokey the Penguin cartoons on the internet, Nick?
No, did you just make that up? What is? I've never heard of Pokey the Penguin.
Man, no. Pokey the Penguin
is that like your message in a bottle of like a thing you used to do that you hope people were doing this whole time that people found randomly?
No, I you know, again, as been established, I've run around with some nerds before. And I want to say it was like in my newspaper class in fucking high school. Yeah.
God damn.
To be fair, I was on the design team. I wasn't a fucking reporter.
Oh my God. Oh, you're on the design team of the newspaper team.
Yeah.
It was like with the design section of the newspaper team.
Yeah, we subdivided. I had to write one page. I had to write one article. This is such a sad story. All of a sudden, I'm sorry, but here it comes. I had to write one article in order to say, like, that was a requirement of like, hey, do you want to be on the design team? It's fine. You just have to write one article. Kayaking, whitewater kayaking is actually really big in Western North Carolina because the mountains have water. But and at the time I was like, oh, it's big, but actually it's super big. It's like even bigger than in some parts of like Colorado or whatever, because I didn't put 2 and 2 together on this until I became an adult. Water flows year round in Western North Carolina. Whereas like in fucking the Sierras or in the Rockies, it can be a snowmelt thing, right? So the season might only be a couple months, whereas you could live in Western North Carolina and get really fucking good at it. Anyway, there was this kid in my high school who was like a nationally ranked whitewater kayaker. And so I just like kind of knew him, you know, oh man, this is going too deep.
You're like, I occasionally saw him in like my vegan powdered egg making class.
Yeah, in my molecular tofu lab. But this is so fucking sad and funny. You know, when I went to middle school when tech decks became a big thing, right?
Tech decks ruled.
They fucking ruled. This kid was, super into kayaking, and so he made his own tech deck, but it was a kayaker.
Okay.
You know, so like he whittled a kayak. He and this one other kid, he whittled a kayak, and then put like a little weird clay figure in it. And while everyone else was like, again, doing also a super dumb thing, right? Just like trying to flip, skateboards off their fucking math books. He was like taking his little kayaker guy and like making little rapid, like just going like down a cascade of books, and
Uh-huh.
everybody
He's
made
like,
fun of him for it.
"Whoa."
Yeah, but everybody made fun of him for it because he was just doing the wrong dumb hobby, you know. They're
Right.
like,
Yeah.
kayaking,
Yeah.
who gives a fuck? You know, again, this kid became nationally ranked. Anyways, so all I did was interview him. It wasn't like a real story. It was just like, hey, can I just, and I literally, I remember like sitting and just being like, so you like kayaking? You know, I didn't know what the fuck to ask him. Anyway, that guy died. Oh man, that's
Like, wait, during the interview?
yeah, during the interview. Yeah. Seppuku. He was just like, you think I'm a nerd? I'm talking to a fucking reporter from a school paper. Fuck.
Yeah, but you were like dressed as a newsie too at the time. You know, like had a little hat and stuff like
had
that.
a little hat.
You were like, "What's the story?" Huh?
I kept saying that you were going to appear in the papes.
Yeah, yeah.
No, he
kayaking, huh? What's really going on?
I had a big cigar or whatever. But also I was like, I was really young, so I was like a baby with a cigar, wearing a diaper.
You kept accusing him of like instituting prohibition.
And I said, now see here, Slick, a bunch of times. And I had one of those tickets in my hat, you know.
Yeah, those tickets.
Why do they have the tickets? So there's a train ticket. What is it? A press pass?
I don't, horse races. I don't know where they're at.
Well, everyone's an addict in the 20s, so yeah, maybe they were gambling addicts who had a drinking problem. Anyway, yeah, I interviewed him, and then I was on the design team, and then yeah, years later he died because people die when they do that.
Man, he got killed kayaking.
Yeah.
Whoa, sure. R.I.P. But at least he was doing what he loved.
I mean, that's true, and he was very good at it. So it's not like he was, you know, it wasn't like amateur.
I'm sure he's like a legend in his circles.
I mean, I think he was for a while, you know, and I think a lot of people die doing that. So I don't know.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, same in Western North Carolina in particular, but I think around the world. But like in Western North Carolina, a lot of people die in and around water because it's unpredictable, right? People, a lot of times it's dumb people. Another kid from my high school also died. And it was around, I think he fell off a waterfall or something. And it happens all the time. Because it looks
people just randomly fall off. Oh, well, they're up there. They're not. There's not like a waterfall sneaks up on them. They're
well, we don't know.
Okay,
but yeah, supposedly they're up there. Yeah, they're like it looks very climbable, you know, and part of it because there's like roots and vines and stuff. It looks like it's only maybe 15 feet instead of like 100 feet, you know. But the problem is like a 15-foot fall from, you know, like onto rocks anyway.
Yeah.
So back to Pokey the penguin, which is how we got so far down this rabbit hole. It looks like it was drawn in MS Paint, and that's all the Pokey the Penguin cartoons were drawn in. It was MS Paint. It was very like nihilistic, like early internet humor. Early
internet Chase McNeil self-produced comic.
It was just me. I'm just trying to promote.
You
guys have got it at my website. Chase's Pokey Penguin.
Pokey Penguin.
Pokey the Penguin.
The short-lived and criminally underrated Pokey Penguin by Chase McNeil.
2 to 4 hits on the internet per day.
I'll tell you what, my heart was palpitating though on those days it was 4 hits.
And we know because there was a counter at the very bottom. geocities.com/Pokey Penguin Chase is good. Anyway, so the fucking picture is a terrible picture. It looks like it does look like the fence from Shawshank Redemption. I don't even know how to organize it. There's bubbles that are pointing to like arrows. So we're just going to try and decipher this. Step 1, add 3 1/2 wrought iron extension, and that spreads the entire length of the fence. That's step 1. Step 2, and this is above, it says barbed wire installation, and I fucking love that they drew squiggly lines.
Yeah. Little loop-de-loops of
like you know, barbed wire, woo 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 woo, you know, woo woo woo, shot. Yeah, there's also a little cartoon man bouncing and grabbing his tushy as he's like,
he's going, oh.
So that's step 2. And then it says step 3, tighten gate rollers to support extension, which I guess is related to step 1, the wrought iron extension. And then step 4, add metal plating to wrought iron fence to prevent visibility to fence contents. And I want to point out that step 4, you know, in your mind, when you hear someone say add metal plating to wrought iron fence, you think maybe the whole fence. In this case, it looks like this person has installed one. Just one specific plate to one specific
giant concrete wall with a random piece of metal just welded into it in one spot.
That's what it looks like. It also looks like it is such a tall concrete wall or whatever the fuck that it looks like it has two panels. Like in step 3, when it says tighten the gate looks like it's like if you were to open the gate, you'd be passing under the second half of the fence as far as height goes. Like this looks like a pretty fucking tall fence. Anyway, so that's it. So that's the picture, excuse me. And the text begins and it says, email me if you can weld and you great customer service skills.
It's email me if you can tell what the fuck is going on in this picture.
Email me if you have experience reading runes or extinct or ancient languages.
Yes. My wife has been missing for 6 months and I cannot figure out this picture. I'm trying to see if the two are related.
Email me if you can crack the case and you great customer service skills. And experience. I don't know what that means. And experience with wrought iron fencing. Look at the image to get an idea of cost of welding. Need ASAP. Compensation $50 an hour. That is it.
That's a lot. Like, I mean, just like, cause I don't, cause $50 an hour, that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. Seems like
to like go up and just tell them no. Go up and be like, nah, that's not gonna, this is ridiculous what you're asking for.
Yeah.
He's like, what it costs to install moat?
I'll do you $50 an hour. Like, okay, yeah, but you realize the hourly is going to get pretty expensive, right? It's just one guy digging. Yeah. No, it's for sure.
I need moat alligator.
Me need boat alligator.
I need moat alligator.
Oh, and I need boat though if I'm going to cross it.
Oh, yes. Need boat.
Yeah. Like me, me need phalanx. Just like a bunch of guys standing with shields and pokey sticks, and experience with wrought iron fencing. Even if I was qualified for this, and we all know I'm not, I don't think I would be able to understand what the fuck you're talking about here. Here's my question. You have gone to great lengths to draw what you want, right? Toiled.
On this drawing.
Based off of how poorly the text is aligned in these bubbles, you fought long and hard to get this right.
Right. Yeah.
You could have paid someone any amount per hour to do this.
Yeah, your hands are all raw.
Yeah.
Holding the keys, holding whatever you used.
Yeah, just fingers bleeding from typing over and over again. Because this person doesn't know how to copy and paste. Doesn't even know how to put a period in. What I'm saying is, why didn't you get a picture of the fence?
Oh, that's a good point.
like you can make this drawing, but picture 1 is the fence. Picture 1, and then picture 2 is maybe this crazy fucking drawing. So my question is like, where are you, person who's posting this?
Yeah.
Like, are you near the fence?
My brother is currently in federal prison, and I am looking for a way to get him out.
Or I was gonna say, my brother's in federal prison, and he keeps trying to escape, and I want him to stay there. Because that's the other thing. He
keeps climbing out through this hole in the fence right here.
Can you put a metal plate there, please, so he can stop coming out and threatening me and my family? By the way, I'm Jamie Lee Curtis. And this is the plot of Halloween. He's, I guess, in an insane asylum, but still. Also, and the reason your federal prison holds up so well is on the left side. It looks like there's a guardhouse, a gatehouse, or something. I mean, this looks very tall.
Right.
So again, my question to you is, even if it's a fucking shitty little, Nokia Razor picture of this fence, you're telling me you can take what it looks to me like 6 to 7 days to draw this thing, and you can't get anybody, even if it's not you. I get it. If you're you're not the property, you're the property owner. You're just, nothing checks out here. Cause like, if you're the property owner and you don't have the fucking time, you definitely don't have time to make this stupid fucking picture.
Yeah.
But, and if you're not on site, surely somebody is, right? Like anybody. Your brother who's in the prison, get him, smuggle a camera into him, take the picture, and then get it back out.
Yeah.
We all know how to do it. So it's, in addition to the scope of work, I'm very mystified by who you are.
Mm-hmm.
But as you said, it's $50 an hour.
It's a lot of money. Like
It's
this,
a lot of money.
I mean, this has got to be like, I don't know. Is this like a rich kid whose grandpa died and left him a prison, and now he's gonna have some sort of zany adventure? You know,
Yeah,
I might be, and maybe it's like a blank check situation when he's just like, yeah, I'll pay you whatever you want.
Listen,
you know?
I gotta spend this money by midnight next month, or
I'm trying to install a half pipe right now.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. This could send you, you know, in a lot of directions. You know, I'm going to show up and I still want a little bit, but you know, here's the thing. Again, I think this person says it's needed ASAP. That's the other thing. Do you got like a bunch of wild dogs in there?
What'd you say? So cut out.
Sorry. He says that it's needed ASAP. What do you got inside?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, because it says, step 4, add metal plating to wrought iron fence to prevent visibility of fence contents. So maybe people are trying to steal stuff from it, like it's a bunch of cars or something in there.
Mm-hmm. There's just no way. Oh yeah, like a car lot. That's a good shot.
This guy's got a bunch of Batmobiles.
Right. He's like, I have the last truly well working electric cars. They're all in here, and I'm trying to stop anyone from getting them.
I'm trying to save them for the apocalypse. Like, just give me a fucking break, you know?
I have my rhino and elephant collection back here. I don't want anyone in this.
They keep busting out, but more importantly, can you stop from people getting from in? They get in and they get all stamped up.
These poachers, my God.
The poachers. They're always trying to get, handcrafted ivory off of these tusks.
I tell them, stay away from the keys. Those are my piano keys.
So, yeah, I mean, mysteries abound. I still am not really a handyman of any kind. So I still regretfully have to say no. I have to say no. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm kind of in the same boat. I'm desperately interested in this, but I don't.
But I have to leave you.
I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm. With all due respect, sir, I have no fucking clue what you're talking about.
Yeah. Like if you or I passed this fence in person, I would have no idea that I did it.
Yeah.
So
I would keep going.
I got nothing. Even if I wanted to show up for the job, I would arrive and be like, this can't be the place. So fuck that place. Okay. Post number 2 is a different sort of gig. And the title is Bodyguard Needed. And this is in Santa Monica. A city near and dear to our hearts, or at least near, probably not dear.
Classic West Side LA.
Classic West Side LA.
That good air and the craziest of bumps. Top tier crazy bums.
Really, the closer you are to the coast. I mean, right on the boardwalk is preferred. If you
out there yelling at the ocean.
If you want to get yelled at, yeah. Although, yeah, okay. So title is again Bodyguard Needed. There is a picture. This is standard stock photography of a bodyguard, but no, there's no one's face. It's just like a person wearing a suit and like one of those little microphone things. Their head's cut off, and they're clearly standing in front of like a car where a white guy is just in the car, just on his phone, kind of bored.
He's holding his phone like it's the first time he's ever held a phone.
That's right.
Like he's holding it with his thumb on the bottom of the screen and his probably 3 fingers behind it.
Yeah.
And he's holding it far away from his face. Like it could be like FaceTime, but also he's covering up the screen. So why would you
as well just be holding it like this, where he's holding is just like you can see all of his fingers on the back side of the phone. Like, what are you doing, dude? So anyway, it's a stock photography picture, no need to splice it up too much. Okay. So then the post begins. We are looking for 2 bodyguards for my friend and I while we go out to some bars in the downtown area of Santa Monica. We want someone who is 6'3" or above, and the bigger, the better.
Who is this? The Rock? What do you
You got to be taller than me, and I'm 6'1". We are going out on a normal night. Is it? And just want some guards to be about 15 feet away at all times. Hey, listen, I'm about to go do some normal stuff. I just want a bodyguard 15 feet away from me at all times.
If you could not ask me about anything I'm doing or any of the places we're going, but just always be about 15 feet from me, please.
That will be awesome.
Mhm.
You will have to meet in Santa Monica from 9 p.m. to about 11 to 12. What oddly specific hours? We will pay. This is so suspect. We will pay $20 per hour and expect you to wear all black.
$20 an hour and expect you to wear all black.
And also join a heist. Anyway, send in headshots and height along with any experience you have. This will be Friday the 16th.
Okay.
Which is, sometimes that's it.
This is the I don't know if this is our first ever, but for me, this is definitely one of the first ever reverse dumb or murderers. Normally the dumb or murderer is a game for the women, like because his jobs are dangerous to them.
Yeah.
This is the first time that I'm like, this might be dangerous for the dude who applies. Like this is like, there's something kind of creepy. Like it's one thing, it's like this could be a sophomoric frat guy bit, and if it's a bit, it's very funny to like hire security guards or whatever, to like be around you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just to be like, oh yeah, this is like this is, I don't know, fucking Edward or whatever. He'll be with me all night, and all I need you to do is just every now and then say that's enough to somebody who comes close to me. Even if it's my friend, just say that's enough. That's enough.
That's a hilarious bit.
Great bit.
But
however,
the specifics of headshots and height kind of weird me out, because that just in the way that feels like when you get the dumber murderers and it's just like looking for like a petite blonde woman, when they have like these weird specific things they're looking for. So that kind of makes me, I don't know about this one.
That's a good point. And also, because again, if this is a bit, it would just be like, hey, we need someone to be a security guard. Just dress up like one and have an earpiece, I don't know how fucking many episodes there was ago, but somebody wanted someone dressed up as a clown to show up to their birthday party, and just be like, just don't talk to us, just be there. Like, that's fucking great bit, rock solid. I want to meet you and hang out. The fact that they say we are going out on a normal night, it's just the word normal. Like if you were to say like, we're just going to be chilling and hitting some bars, like if you would just literally describe it, we would now understand, okay, this sounds usual, but also like 9 to 11 or 12, like number one, 9 to 11 is 2 hours. That's really not that much time to hang out at bars, because like, I don't know, again, whoever was writing this, I don't know if you ever had a drink in your life before, but time sort of starts to slip away from you at a certain point.
Yes.
And so if you're having two, you're pretty quickly going to lose track of that time. And at 2 drinks, you're going to be, like at the very least at 10:30,
right? Maybe
10 if you're really going for it. If it's like 2 beers and you're, but like, yeah, it does make me fear that you are trying to get this security guard to commit a crime with you.
Yeah. Or it's like, I'm looking to pick a fight between the hours of 9 and 10. And if you could get there and just help me out as soon as it starts looking bad for me.
Just back me up when I start getting my ass fucking beat. Also, the fact that you need one per person, again, is just extremely suspect. And like, and the other reason it's suspect, sort of in a regional sort of specification thing here, Santa Monica is not in any way known for being like, even like a nightlife hub.
Right.
Like they have they have bars at night, and people hang out, but it's not like it's got a bunch of fucking clubs.
Yeah, it's not like that's where, like, you think of like 6th Street in Austin, Texas or something, where it's just like, oh yeah, it's a strip of nightclubs and bars or whatever.
Exactly. Like if they were doing this in Hollywood or downtown, I would be like, some of this could be justified. Not to say that I would not have any fear walking around, but like pre-midnight in Hollywood as a regular fucking guy, like I don't think I would have any issue with that. I've done it plenty of times.
Yeah.
And same thing goes for downtown. There will be parts where, especially if I'm on foot, I'd be like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
If you're on unicycle.
If I'm on unicycle, give me 15 minutes, I'll hit the next 2 blocks. And the truth is, everyone will literally die laughing as soon as I come around the corner.
Just because you're like,
unicycle is the original pepper spray. It just disarms them via pure goof. They're like, I can't. It's like, you can't punch a guy with glasses. You can't punch a guy in a unicycle. So, because then, then the magic's over. Then he's not balancing anymore. And I want to see him go up like on like a on like a 2x4 that goes across a construction site, you know, and
Right,
if you push him, that'll never happen.
Yeah. He's like on one of those beams that's like spinning as he's going down it. And he just barely makes it, you know,
and
like
makes it, and he transitions onto a piano that's swinging. Because again, if I round the corner, that's possible. If you push me off the unicycle, that's not.
Yeah. How are we? If you push him off, we're never gonna get to the part where we find out at the end that he's actually been asleep this whole time and he's sleep unicycling.
Yeah, just like going, my head's like really veering from left to right. But you know, honestly, the nightcap with the long trail and the pom-pom at the end should have keyed you off. But again, I'm moving so goofily that it's hard to tell. And again, that's why you don't want to push the guy.
That's why you don't mess with him. You gotta see the story play out.
So that's why I say all of that to say the fact that you want a bodyguard in Santa Monica is like,
there's like, it's like there are bars and sure, and there are clubs and this, that, and the other, but you're also like next to family restaurants. Like I said, this is not like trouble
next to like a Starfish Sushi.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there's like little kids still kind of hanging out around like 9:30.
Like there, you know, again, there's really no rough part of Santa Monica. You know, again, the people, I'm sure people get their ass beat just like they get their ass beat anywhere, but that's when they're not having a normal night. So yeah, I don't trust you at all. Obviously I don't qualify, not 6'3". And I don't think that, again, as far as the dumb or murder things, I don't think that this person intends any murder, but I do think that they're definitely exposing you to danger very willingly.
I think there's definitely be a little bit of danger here. Because I think if nothing organically happens for their bit to come out, they'll force it. If they're paying you $20 an hour, this is $40 an hour, right? Because you got the two. So it's like, there's definitely going to be them trying to make it happen.
Yeah. And they know who they are. I mean, like, you know, luckily I think I pretty much skated by on this, but I remember being young enough and dumb enough to be like going out and doing things in bars. And I remember talking to my friend and being like, look,
are you talking about cocaine? What are you talking about?
No, just mouthing off to people. I was like, we might get our ass beat, you know, like, and I think we need to accept that, you know, as a possible reality that we're going to face. Now, I think we should all shut up every now and then, but I also think that we got a bit of a mouth on us and we don't have a lot of physicality to back it up. So if we get confronted, the only recourse we have is to continue the mouth game, or to make a hasty retreat, especially via unicycle if possible. So what I'm saying is these people know their fucking thing. You're right, Nick. They know that there's a chance that this is going to devolve.
Yeah, 100%.
And they are counting on. Now, I will say, the good news is, I think in most cases, whoever the fucking person who takes this job is, you could bail on them at any point. The problem is yanking your $20 or $50 or $90 or whatever it ends up being.
But can you imagine trying to get the $40 from these guys, the $80, whatever it is, when they're hammered at the end of the night?
Oh my God. Yeah. And nothing happened.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
just trying to give them your Venmo or whatever. Like,
yeah,
never
it's just
gonna
like,
fucking happen.
no. Yeah.
They're just like, they'll just be like, wasn't it a great night?
Yeah.
We got to hang out. And you're like, we did. But I worked for you.
Yeah, I watched you fail at picking up on women for an hour and a half. So yeah, solid time, I guess. Stop calling me your detail.
My detail. Listen, let me talk my detail again. If this is a bit solid bit, but you didn't give me enough information to say this is a bit.
Yeah, or for me to decide if you doing the bit is cool or if you're a douche.
Absolutely. So fuck this place.
Fuck this place.
Heyo, what's up, everybody?
What's going on, guys?
Hey, did you know that you can text this podcast? The number is 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. We take your side, by the way. That's an automatic position. If you text us, we're on your side.
Yeah, I don't give a damn about your boss. You think I'm going to protect that guy? I hate that guy. I hate that guy. I got your back. We got your back here.
Absolutely. If we're like this is like a weirdo, like sleazy lawyer commercial. I mean, we're on your side to a point, you know.
I'm wearing a goofy suit right now.
I'm wearing a brown tie. Couldn't tell you why. If you need to talk shit about something, like we're your shit talking team. All you gotta do is text 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. We're on your side. And And we're back, friends, for our second segment of the day, which is a little something we like to call Chase has been on Reddit for too long. I think that's the title now. I don't think we can change it. We've done it too many times, you know.
We're already printing out the merch, man. What do you want?
Chase has been on Reddit too many times. We got buttons. It's a big button. There's a lot of words on it. So sorry, that's just the way it goes. We have 2 posts of people speaking into the void, and we are the void that answers. So question number 1 in Reddit/career guidance is how to handle medical marijuana on a drug test for scientist position. Scientist, big deal. Okay.
Oh.
And then the question and post begins. I was recently offered my dream job, a scientist position, which seems like real. Okay, scientist position. The parent company is internationally owned, but the company/branch I'm working for is headquartered here in Colorado. I'm a medical marijuana user in Colorado, where both medical and recreational use are legal. That is true. I would obviously never use marijuana on the job. Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Wink, wink.
I mean, I'm not the cops, man, but whatever.
Yeah. Hey, man, it's cool. It's cool.
Dude, you know me. I wouldn't
Guys,
do that.
You fucking know me. I never fucking do that. I've been asked to submit a urine sample for a drug test. How should I handle this? Should I ask the company recruiter up front, or should I attempt to pass the test and deal with it if I do not later? I think the chances of passing are about 50-50. Those are not good chances. Yeah, surely they would not.
That's not your finest work, my guy.
Not at all. Surely they would not deny me a fairly high ranking $95K a year. $95K a year position just because of a bit of medical marijuana, right? And that's the post. That's the question. First of all, I believe that you don't, when you tell me you don't smoke marijuana on the job, I for sure believe you. But I also think you might be smoking weed as you post this.
Right. That's what I was getting to as well. It's just like, all right, you don't sound like you're in your right frame of mind right now, man.
Again, to me, to start off with a scientist position, it sounds a little bit like Bill and Ted. Or like, oh, a scientist position, dude. So again,
surfer scientist, my ship has come in.
The science of rad. But again, I absolutely believe that there are positions that are in science, and you could be working as a research something, or it could be as bad as or as good as our dear friend #Jordan Lives was doing medical testing, and I would say that's kind of a scientist position. It's pretty vague term, scientist position. If you wear a lab coat, you might be. What if it's a teaching job? Anyway, it's a scientist position.
I think here's my thing with that. Like, I have no problem with like marijuana at all. Like, it doesn't what I don't care. I'm not one of the people that like thinks that it's like you can I'm not a huge defender of it either, because you'll meet like some potheads that are like no, dude, like you're kind of Joe Rogan-esque, where it's just like there's no downside to it ever. Nothing bad ever happened. It's like nothing. Like I just think, and I think maybe that's true. Maybe there's no like on the books downside.
The downsides are limited in some cases.
Well, I was gonna say but what does it do to you? In my time ever smoking weed, I get super hungry. I don't feel good. And then I go to sleep.
Yeah. And people get paranoid.
Yeah. And then I tell someone that, and they yell at me and tell me I'm not smoking the right kind of weed. And they give me like homework, like, oh, it's indica sativa. Like, they give me that shit. But I'm just like, I just want to get high. I don't want to do your lab work for you.
Yeah. I don't want your fucking scientist position.
Yeah. Yeah. And so it's like,
getting high.
So just to bring it home, like, it's like, I have no problem with this, but what's up with you on it? Like, how do you personally act on? Are you going to be okay? But
surely you're okay, and you wouldn't be denied a fairly high ranking position. I mean, I would say, ballpark, like, you are in Colorado, so, that's probably not that big a deal. Yes, it's international, but but like, also, like, again, it's tough. It's like, how do you ask someone like, hey man, are you cool? Like, oh yeah, I'm super psyched about the position, but like, hey, like, are you cool? Are you, just out of a question, I'm super happy that I'm taking this and like, I can't wait to work for you, but like, are you cool? Is a difficult question to ask someone. So I would say definitely don't bring it up right away. I would say fucking just wait on that one.
Please be all the way through the door before you start with this question.
And I would also say, like, again, just as if you're getting 95K a year and you're up for a scientist position, my guess is you've been smoking weed a while. That like, this is not your first scientist position. You've had this, you're not fucking 21. Or maybe you are. Even if you are, you've still probably been smoking weed long enough to know that there's ways to get around drug tests, right? Right?
Yeah.
Like you get a bag of someone else's pee, you drink a bunch of pickle juice or whatever the fuck it is,
eat poppy seed muffins or whatever and stuff.
Exactly.
Or like put the poppy seeds in your eyes. I don't know.
Put them up your butt. Just spread them around on your butt crack.
You just put poppy seeds in a tricky baster with like some water and you put it in your butt or whatever,
Whatever you fucking drug heads do.
I don't smoke weed. I don't know. You tell me. All right. I don't know.
Whatever you fucking deadheads are doing these days when you're radical cool. What I'm saying is, like, again, you've never run into this at all. Right? Or is this for the first time you're thinking, like, what if I just fucking pissed, What if it was just my piss, So that's what I'm saying.
What if I wasn't going to take it anymore,
What if I'm going to stick it to the man? Just like fucking sitting in Cheech and Chong's van. Hey, man, we're going to stick it to the man. You're going to get that scientist position, man. So again, it just seems to me like do you have no friends that smoke weed, right? That have run into this before? Again, I think you're trying to ask permission for the thing you already know is on the fence from the very beginning. And I'm not saying you should never have smoked weed. I'm just saying, like, were you upped? Like you recently offered a dream job. Did someone just fucking post? Just someone just like message you on LinkedIn and just like, come in for the interview tomorrow. We got a drug test on Thursday. Surely you had some warning to stop smoking weed for a period of time.
Yeah.
Again, you've been in these scenarios before, right? Like,
which case was it you that was saying that it's like, where did I hear this? It might've been you that was like, passing a piss test is not about not having drugs in your system right now. It's proving that you can go without drugs in your system for X amount of time.
No, you didn't say that, but I think that's an excellent.
That's what they're asking you. Can you be 2 weeks sober? Can
you chill for whatever whatever the time is? I don't know what the times are. Again, if you
I think especially in a place like Colorado where it is so widely accepted.
Maybe they do want that.
I just think that they would just go like, look, we get it. They're not stupid. That's where their companies are. Like, we know that this is going on, but this is just not for us. Can you at the very least be able to knock this off? And if you're this concerned, like, unless they sprung this on him, they're like, hey, by the way, in 20 minutes, he was like, oh, fuck, Reddit. But like,
I'm saying you've got time to prepare. Yeah.
So you just do what you got to do.
That's what I'm saying. And it could be one of the two options. One is, do it like, the hardcore way, which is you don't have anything, whatever. And then number two is you do the other options, which again, surely you've lived long enough where weed was not exactly legal in Colorado. So you're familiar with doing not exactly legal things. So maybe do one more not exactly legal thing to fucking land this killer job. That's what it sounds like. So yeah, I agree with you. Like, I'm not saying like I have no sympathy for you, like a fucking, like, I'm not your fucking dad. I truly don't give a shit. But what I'm saying is, surely you know how to do this. You know what you could be doing. So maybe do one of those things. Or fucking go for it. Just nothing but net,
Also, I don't feel bad for you if you're having this hard of a time with it and you're going to make almost $100,000 a year.
I agree with you.
So it's kind of like, fuck you, figure it out.
Yeah. And again, like, you're up for $100,000 for this position. I bet you get $100,000 somewhere else, like, and again, buy yourself some time.
This is the only supervillain you can work for. Come on.
A scientist position who wants to put laughing gas.
I'm working for a guy that wants me to give him a vest that makes him invisible. But he's also got a drug test he needs me to pass.
I'm about to become a minion from the guy from Despicable Me. And he wants to know if I can wear a tool belt and not smoke weed for 2 weeks. So yeah, again, like,
I'm on a quest to help stop all the Smurfs and pass trying to capture all the Smurfs for Gargamel.
This Gargamel guy says it's going to happen this time. He says he's going to do it.
He's for sure said it's going to happen. He's going to give me $95,000 to help him.
Yeah, I'm working with this guy. So far he's signed all of his emails just Claw. And I mean, I've only seen him in Zoom interviews, but his chair's always backwards and he's petting a cat.
He's got a petting a cat. He's got a steel hand of some kind.
And he says, I'll get you a job.
Please, must pass the drug test first.
Next time. That's from Inspector Gadget. If you're too fucking young.
That's such a good reference, though.
Thank you so much.
Shout.
God damn, what a great villain.
Did they ever show him?
I don't think so.
Oh man.
You know, like they showed, didn't they show Wilson's face in Home Improvement at one point? Like
like at the end. Yeah. And then he pulled out a gun, he shot himself in the head right after that.
That was the final episode. Was Wilson just poked his head right up from the fence, and then his head kept coming up, and you could see that there was a pistol right there.
He was like, Tim, I've always been in love with your wife.
Oh man, and Jonathan Taylor Thomas, that one's mine.
Yeah.
That kid is mine. And then he shot himself. Oh man, that would be so that'd be so great. And that man, what really sucks is I cannot turn that into a clip. That is so funny, and we get in so much trouble all the time for putting suicide and sex stuff on clips, and I just can't do it anymore.
We're getting a lot of trouble
because we're gonna get banned from TikTok. So anyway, it's great. I'm glad you're listening. And anyway, so that's great. Good Godspeed to you. Hope you work for the Claw or whatever. I don't care. Okay. Post and question number 2 on Reddit is I think someone is a little bit more desperate, and the text reads, or the title reads, should I leave my job that is making me miserable? Okay. And the text begins, the job I'm currently at is making me miserable. I love the work, but it's my boss that is making things complicated and making my job so difficult. I'm a receptionist and I do some light bookkeeping. Doesn't sound so light now. Sounds like you're busting ass. It's a pretty easy job with good pay if I was only doing what I signed up to do. There we go. Every morning I sit outside in my car and contemplate going in. A job shouldn't make me feel like that. Fucking relatable. My boss is terrible to me, and nothing I do is ever right. I'm doing 3 jobs that I didn't sign up for with no extra pay. Those 3 jobs give me no peace, not even 5 minutes of peace. This sounds bad. Although it's also sounds sort of like someone's vamping up for like a medieval story, like they give me no peace, not even 5 minutes of peace. All of my daughters.
Oh, the ringing in my ears every night, the persistent ringing. I'm going mad.
I'll go mad if I listen one more time. Most days I don't get to take a lunch. That's fucked. I'm working 8 to 6. Oof, with no lunch 5 days a week. It would be fine if I could eat or drink anything at my desk, but I'm not allowed. It's unprofessional. That's bad. I'm not saying that that's like unreasonable, but it's bad in this combo. So I mean, it is unreasonable, but I'm saying it's common that people, if you're a receptionist or whatever, they don't have to fucking eat there. I mean, you must be so busy. Anyway, I'm sitting there for 10 hours. If I do eat, I get in trouble. That's terrible. I don't even get to take bathroom breaks. Are you like chained to a wall? I went to the bathroom once here and I was yelled at by my boss once. Okay. I was only gone for 2 minutes. Now I have to find coverage to go to the bathroom, and no one wants to do my job while I'm gone. So no one is willing to cover me. I can't, there's so much more text here, but like, I'm just imagining someone just like pissing their pants at a desk chair and be like, can somebody just cover the phones for 2 minutes? And everybody else is just furiously working on their laptops like, fuck no, fuck you.
Yeah. Oh my God, this sounds like a nightmare.
It sounds bad. By the time I get home, I'm so exhausted from the day, I just fall asleep. When I wake up, it's already time to go to work. Yeah, no shit. One of my friends at work has noticed that I've stopped putting effort into myself. You have a friend? Get him to cover you.
Yeah.
I stopped literally just text them like, you got to pee one time at work. I stopped doing my hair, dressing nice, doing my nails, and doing my makeup. He's leaving. He's leaving. Yeah. I wonder why. He's leaving and the boss isn't happy with him. The boss is a she. She's treated him terribly since he put in his notice. Same with another friend of mine. I'm afraid of the way she'll treat me once/if I put in my notice.
Oh yeah. What? Like she won't let you go pee? What do you?
Exactly. How could it possibly get worse than this? I've worked in difficult places before and I've powered through, but this place, I've lost weight since working here. I feel as if I have no strength and I'm so exhausted. I've stopped caring about the way I look. It's taking a huge toll on my mental health and I feel so conflicted. We are about to resolve that conflict. I fucking guarantee you that. I also I wouldn't deal with HR or corporate. I had a similar boss at another location, same company, and I got corporate involved and nothing happened to her. She's still there. Honestly, I fucking believe that. This boss has a much higher position and much more powerful position than my old boss. So obviously nothing would happen to her. I just need help.
Okay. I mean, well, right off the bat, I mean, like, you know, it's one of those things where I'm like, is this real? But it's like, I
think it's real. I think it's real.
Okay. So it's like, before we even address this, because the short answer, you got to get out of there. So
just point blank.
So the real question is what's the rest of your life like? What kind of money are you making here? What's the odds of you being able to get another job in the time before you're in the poorhouse after you leave here?
Absolutely.
Because if it's this bad, this is not even 2 weeks kind of.
I completely agree.
This is you got to find a way.
You don't even have to fucking call them.
Yeah,
you just literally do not show up for work.
Yeah, there's like. I had a boss when I worked at Victoria's Secret that was very mean, and she was very unprofessional. She would cross a lot of lines.
Yeah,
she would say like a lot of fucked up shit to all the girls
at a retail. Just like why?
She was just mean. She was just a mean person. She was very unhappy, and she kind of wasn't like good at hiding how unhappy she was. So she just take it out on everybody. And I felt like I needed that job at the time, so I put up with a lot more than I think I would have liked to admit. But I found a way to play pranks on her that gave me like a little bit of joy,
joy.
I started like eating her food out of the fridge and
that's great.
Stealing her orange juice when she brought it to work when she wasn't feeling well. She brought like
that's great. She was hungover. She was so hungover.
Yeah. And then just stuff though that like, because I knew where all the cameras were in the back door, I could do it, and she could never catch me. I started like throwing.
That's so great.
It doesn't matter. I started just doing stuff, and then that was like my little pushback, was to drive her a little mad.
Absolutely.
In the time it took me to then find another job.
Yeah.
And then I got out. That's what I did. But I was like a kid. I was like 20.
But no, that's a super good point. Like whatever you are, if you want to fuck with this person, it seems like they need you.
Yeah.
I mean, you're working 10 hours.
Yeah.
So, you could do, in a sense, whatever you want. You could fuck up something on purpose, and just let it go down the pipe, whatever it is. But yeah, like, again, if you're listening to this right now, which, God, that's so fucking amazing if this made it to you. And you're at work, you could literally walk out the door. No one can stop you. Yes, you're right, Nick. And the like, how quick can you get a job is, I think, of utmost importance. But I think it's super important to remember the reason you give 2 weeks is because you want a reference. You want this person.
They're not going to give you a good one anyways.
That's right. They fucking hate you.
Yeah. Why would they do anything good for you? And at the end of the go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, at the end of the day, I found out recently, you can't really say much when someone calls for their reference. Like, you can only really like legally say that, yes, they worked here.
Most of the time, yes. And that's the thing is, if you say that there is HR, they're the people that are going to get called.
Yeah. It's just
again, and then in that case, if you want to leave it, the other thing is, as you may know already, I hope, you choose who your references are. So you don't even have to put these people as a reference.
Yeah, don't even put like Jabba the Hutt, whoever it is.
Yeah, like
cracking a whip on you.
My guess is you're in admin, right? This person seems like a front desk person, right? Because they start off with receptionist. You can get a receptionist job most places, right? Like what I'm saying is your skill set is in demand. If you want a job that's even 10% less chaos, you can get it tomorrow. I mean, I'm not saying like tomorrow, but what I'm saying is my guess is it's somewhat doable to get something inside a shorter window than, say, 6 months. Right. So yeah, obviously you need to know, like, can you handle leaving? But it seems to me like you got to get, like, the feeling conflicted is like conflicted over fucking what?
Yeah.
Whether this person is going to put your head on a fucking stick. Like, no,
it's not going to change. This is it. This is no way the job.
Yes. And you're going to feel so fucking good when you stop. You know, the minute you stop, you're going to be so free.
You're gonna go out, get your nails done again.
You're going to get your nails done. You're going to sleep for 2 days.
Right. You don't have to do any, dude, fuck this place.
And just think about how fucking fresh you're going to be when you don't have this burden. Just like when you get to eat lunch, for instance. But you know, like I say this myself, like, you know, because sometimes I'll just get like, you know, just fucking down on myself for not being productive or whatever, when I'm looking for jobs, or even when I have a job and I'm just like fucking wasting time and shit. And like, never underestimate the power of a very motivated afternoon, you know, because like in the morning, you always got a little juice, but like, you know, if you just like resource yourself enough, you can pop out some resumes, you know, to a bunch of people if you just give yourself a little bit of space and get things going. So you obviously you got to quit. There's nothing good going. Nothing good will ever happen here.
Honestly, let's say like this, the pushback is she goes, but my nails, like I can't afford to do any of this, you know, like,
well, you can't do it now anyway.
Yeah. I was say, okay, let's say you're making $25 an hour at this job. Let's say it's good money, right? Okay. You're working 10 hours a day, get 2 part-time jobs that pay like minimum wage. And work those 10 hours a day still, but split it between 2 jobs where you get to take breaks, you get friends, and just you're putting out this much energy. What would this much energy do in any other scenario?
Context. Yeah.
Just you would be if this job is really this bad, anything else is better. And I think that, like,
it also sounds like you're a fucking hustler. If you're surviving this,
if you can keep up, if you can hold your poop for that long. Oh, man, I'm impressed. I pooped during this podcast.
Absolutely. Every episode. Nick is we're in the middle of interviewing a guest. And Nick is like, what's the word? Sorry, I'll be right back.
I'm sorry, I got to slam my laptop shut. I gotta go, you know.
I gotta go. And we always say, Nick, please, not this time. And he's like, guys, it's already coming out. I'm prairie dogging here. So what we're saying is prairie dogging. What we're saying is you're a fucking hustler. You again, like if you put any of this energy towards getting a new job, 2 new jobs, whatever it has to be, like you totally got it because you got it. And again, there's so many receptionist jobs that are exactly what you're describing at the very beginning, which is like light bookkeeping, picking up some fucking phones, you know, find a quiet place, you know. And the problem is, you know, when you're looking for jobs and you're desperate, you find a place that's like, we can hire you tomorrow. And it's like, those people have someone just like you who just quit because it sucked. Right. So in truth, the really good job you want is maybe going to take a couple months to like get right. So the question is, can you buy yourself some time? But the truth is you can definitely get a less stressful job for similar effort or similar pay, or maybe both, right? That just sucks less asshole.
Yeah.
You got this. Fuck that place.
Fuck that place.
Whoo, baby. Woo. That's the ep.
That's the ep, my guys.
This is how we did it. So thank you for joining us. This podcast is so dumb, and I like that. So thank you for joining us. You know, if you're in any of those sticky situations, maybe that helped. If we help anybody, that's incredible. That's incredible.
Man, we did not get our asses kicked for what combined like 40 years of work experience between us. Like
fucking nothing.
For nothing.
So hope you quit your job, but don't do it if you don't have anything better or you don't have a plan.
Yeah.
That's the thesis of the pod. Well, I'm sticking to it. And fuck this place.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for listening. If you had a good time, don't forget to subscribe, rate the podcast, leave a review, 5 stars, 4 stars. You can give less stars, but don't do that. I mean, you can, but just text us. You know, it's 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. You can just let it out, you know. Get mean. We're here for you. Okay, that's it. Bye for now. Fuck this place.